Life is hard. We all face struggles. Every day we encounter challenges that test our strength and resilience. These struggles can come in many forms: emotional, physical, financial, or even spiritual. They can be as small as a minor inconvenience or as large as a life-altering event. Regardless of their size, they all have the power to weigh us down. Sometimes the weight of our burdens feels unbearable. It can feel like we are carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. And no matter how hard we try, we can't seem to lighten the load. These moments can be incredibly isolating, making us feel like we are alone in our struggles. We long for someone to lift us up, to shield us from the storms. We yearn for a helping hand, a comforting presence, or even just a kind word. This longing is a natural part of the human experience. It is a reflection of our need for connection and support. In these moments of despair, we instinctively search for something bigger than ourselves. We look for a source of strength and comfort that can help us navigate through the storm. For some, this may be a higher power or a spiritual belief. For others, it may be the support of loved ones or the strength found within themselves. We yearn for a source of strength and comfort. This yearning is a testament to our resilience and our desire to overcome the challenges we face. It is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we have the capacity to seek out and find the support we need. This innate desire for help, for protection, is woven into the fabric of our being. It is a fundamental part of what makes us human. It drives us to reach out to others, to seek out connections, and to build relationships that can provide the support and comfort we need. It's a universal language whispered in the depths of our souls. This language transcends cultural, social, and geographical boundaries. It is a shared experience that unites us all, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. We are vulnerable and we know it. We need help. Acknowledging our vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. It takes courage to admit that we need support and to reach out for help, and we long for someone to hear our cry. This longing is a powerful force that drives us to seek out the support we need. It is a reminder that no matter how difficult our struggles may be, we are not alone. There is always hope, and there is always help available to us if we are willing to reach out and ask for it. The Book of Psalms, a collection of sacred poetry and prayers, speaks directly to this longing within us. It is a timeless anthology that has provided solace and inspiration to countless generations. Each psalm is a heartfelt expression of human emotion, ranging from despair to joy, from fear to trust. These ancient texts resonate with us because they capture the essence of our shared human experience, our struggles and our hopes. Psalm 121 in particular offers words of comfort and assurance for those seeking refuge and guidance. This psalm is often referred to as a song of ascents, a title that suggests a journey, both physical and spiritual. It is believed that these songs were sung by pilgrims as they made their way to Jerusalem, ascending the hills and mountains that surrounded the holy city. The imagery of lifting one's eyes to the mountains evokes a sense of looking up, of seeking something higher and greater than oneself. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? This question is a profound one, reflecting a deep yearning for support and guidance. The mountains, with their grandeur and majesty, symbolize strength and stability. Yet the psalmist recognizes that true help does not come from the mountains themselves, but from a higher source. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2. These verses affirm a fundamental belief in the providence and power of God. The Lord, who created the heavens and the earth, is the ultimate source of help and protection. This declaration is a reminder of the divine presence that watches over us, guiding and sustaining us through all of life's challenges. These opening verses are a lifeline thrown to a soul adrift. They offer hope and reassurance to those who feel lost or overwhelmed. In times of trouble, it is easy to feel isolated and helpless. But these words remind us that we are never alone. The Lord is always with us, ready to provide the support and strength we need. They remind us to shift our focus from the overwhelming problems to the one who holds the power to overcome them. It is a call to change our perspective, to look beyond the immediate difficulties and trust in the greater plan that God has for us. By lifting our eyes, we acknowledge our dependence on the divine and open ourselves to the possibility of divine intervention. Instead of fixating on the storm, we are called to lift our eyes, to look beyond our circumstances and seek the face of God. This act of looking up is both a physical and spiritual gesture. It signifies a turning away from our fears and anxieties and a turning towards faith and hope. In lifting our eyes, we find a renewed sense of purpose and direction, a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The psalm encourages us to trust in the Lord's guidance and to find peace in His presence, knowing that He is always there to help us navigate the storms of life. The world offers many solutions for our problems, promising security and peace. But true protection, lasting peace, can only be found in one place, in the presence of the Almighty. The psalmist reminds us that our help doesn't come from earthly powers, from fleeting possessions, or from our own limited strength. Our help comes from the Lord, the creator of everything, the one who spoke the universe into being. He is the source of all power, the giver of all comfort, the one true refuge in the storms of life. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Psalm 121, verses 3 and 4. Imagine a shepherd guarding his flock through the darkest night, his watchful eyes never leaving his sheep. This is the image of God's relentless care for us. He never sleeps, never tires, never loses sight of his children. His vigilance is unwavering, his protection constant. These verses paint a picture of God's unwavering commitment to our well-being. He is fully present, fully engaged in our lives, ready to catch us when we stumble and guide us through treacherous paths. We are not alone in our struggles. We have a God who watches over us, who never takes His eyes off of us, even for a moment. He is our refuge, our fortress, our ever-present help in times of trouble. In His presence we find safety. In His shadow we find rest. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. Psalm 121, 5, 6. These words offer a beautiful picture of God's all-encompassing protection. He is our shade, shielding us from the scorching sun of adversity. He is our guardian, protecting us from the dangers that lurk in the darkness. The psalmist uses vivid imagery to convey the completeness of God's care. The sun and moon, representing the dangers of both day and night, hold no power over us when we walk under the shadow of His wings. He is our constant companion, our protector, our shield against every threat, seen and unseen. No matter what trials we face, no matter how dark the night may seem, we can rest assured that God is with us, guarding us from harm. His love surrounds us like a fortress, impregnable and unwavering. Section 8. The keeper of your soul. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Psalm 121, verses 7 to 8. These final verses extend God's promise of protection beyond our physical well-being to encompass our very souls. He is not only concerned with our safety in the present moment, but also with our eternal destiny. Section 9. Lift up your eyes and live. The psalmist reminds us that God is with us every step of the way, from our first breath to our last and beyond. From the moment we enter this world, we are never alone. His presence is a constant, unwavering force in our lives. He is there in our moments of joy and in our times of sorrow, in our triumphs and in our struggles. He is the silent witness to our lives, the unseen hand that guides us, the gentle whisper that comforts us in our darkest hours. He watches over our coming and going, guiding our paths, ordering our steps, and ultimately leading us home to Him. Every decision we make, every path we take is under His watchful eye. He is the lighthouse that guides us through the storms of life, the shepherd that leads us through the valleys of shadow. His guidance is not always obvious, but it is always there, a subtle nudge in the right direction, a quiet reassurance that we are on the right path. This is a promise of unimaginable comfort and hope. In a world that is often chaotic and uncertain, this promise is a beacon of light. It is a reminder that we are not alone, that we are loved and cared for by a power greater than ourselves. It is a source of strength in times of weakness, a source of hope in times of despair. It is the assurance that no matter what happens, we are never abandoned, never forgotten. No matter what trials we face in this life, we can face them with courage and confidence, knowing that our God is with us, fighting for us, and ultimately leading us to victory. Life is full of challenges, but with faith, we can overcome them. We can stand strong in the face of adversity, knowing that we are not alone. We can climb the highest mountains, cross the widest rivers, and walk through the darkest valleys, knowing that we are guided by a loving and powerful God. This is the essence of living with faith, the essence of lifting up our eyes and living. Section 10, a call to trust. Psalm 121 is more than just a comforting passage. It's a call to action. It urges us to shift our focus from our problems to our protector, to lift our eyes from the storms of life to the one who holds the power to calm the winds and waves. Section 11, finding peace in his presence. The world will tell you to put your trust in your own strength, in your possessions, in the fleeting promises of this world. But true peace, lasting security can only be found in the shelter of the Almighty. Choose today to place your trust in the one who never sleeps, who never slumbers, who watches over you with an everlasting love. Choose to lift your eyes to the mountains, to seek his face, to find refuge in his presence. Section 12, a blessing of hope. May the words of Psalm 121 wash over you today, bringing comfort, strength, and an unshakable hope. May you be filled with the peace that surpasses all understanding, knowing that you are loved, you are protected, and you are never alone. Section 13, go in peace, go now and walk confidently in the shadow of his wings.